This was filmed on my new handheld Glambot camera, also known as the DJI Pocket 4P. So I traveled to Toronto to hang out with some Canadians. This guy is super Canadian. Mwah! But the real reason I made the trip was to finally get my hands on the DJI Pocket 4P, DJI's newest pocket gimbal camera, and this time it's packing dual lenses, a 1x 20mm lens at f2.0 and a 3x 60mm lens at f1.8. The other specs of this camera are really cool too. There's a new 1-inch sensor which pulls 17 stops of dynamic range, which is pretty close to Sony's S-Log3. The Pocket 4P also shoots in D-Log2, which gives you more latitude to work with when you're color grading in post. Also, shooting backlit scenes are going to look better and easier to adjust because of D-Log2. One of my favorite features is that the Pocket 4P films 4K video at 240 frames per second, so you're going to have some really smooth and cinematic slow-mo video. It looks good, right? You get the same 3-axis stabilization from the previous Pocket cameras, but now with Active Track 8.0 on both the 1x and 3x cameras. So regardless of which camera you use, your subject is going to stay locked in no matter what. Just like the Pocket 3 and the Pocket 4, the joystick and the buttons are right there for easy one-handed control. The Pocket 4P will also grab 37 megapixel stills, which is awesome. Inside, you've got 103 gigabytes of internal storage with transfer speeds up to 800 megabytes per second. You can also use a micro SD card if you want to, but 103 gigs internal storage is really cool. The internal mic of the Pocket 4P seems to be more improved, but if you want really clean audio, you can pair this camera with the DJI Mic 3, Mic 2, and Mic Mini. And even though there's dual lenses on this gimbal camera, this whole thing is still compact and pocketable at just 230 grams. First time filming with the DJI Osmo Pocket 4P. Also, first time in Toronto. It's really cool. I like it. All right, so I just activated subject tracking with the DJI Osmo Pocket 4P. Basically, it's gonna keep the subject in the center of the frame. So great for vlogging, great for stuff like this, because sometimes, you know, like my composition is a little like wonky or whatever, but you don't have to worry about that with the 4P. Nice and beautiful day. Also, I got the Mic 3, so the audio should sound good. Should, who knows? Is it good now? Okay, so one thing we discovered very quickly is that when it comes to filming with D-Log2, you can only do that with the 1x camera. With the 3x camera, you cannot. It's just normal D-Log. Totally fine, but maybe that could be fixed with a firmware update? I don't know. Now with the Pocket 4P, you now have the option to use D-Log2 as your color profile, which is a flat profile, making it really easy to color grade. You can only use that with the 1x camera. With the 3x camera, you're just limited to using D-Log, which is totally fine, very common as well, but D-Log2 is definitely better, but only available with the 1x camera. Oh, that's not where the sippy hole is. All right, so we're testing out the telephoto lens. I'm just transitioning back from the 1x camera to the 3x camera, and this is like really handy. The one thing though that would have been really cool is if you could control the speed of that transition, you know what I mean? Like if you could slow it down, that'd be kind of cool. But either way, very practical and nice upgrade on the Pocket 4P. So here's the 1x camera. There is a 3x camera. 1x camera, 3x camera. All right, so now I'm gonna use the touchscreen to switch from 1x to 3x. Here we go. There's 3x, 1x. Is it smoother than the actual button? That doesn't make any sense. Let's do it again. I'm gonna push the button again. It looks like there's a jump. Okay, so that's the physical button. I'm gonna use the screen. Okay, I still see a little jump. The highlight also shifts as well, I think. Now, I love shooting with a 3x camera using subject tracking because you can film these really fun Michael Bay shots easily and smoothly. Also, Lee is really cool. He's like one of my favorite Canadians. Don't tell Dunna. All right, so right now we are filming a comparison between the DJI Osmo Pocket 4 and the Pocket 4P. Same exact settings, except with the Pocket 4, I'm using D-Log, and the Pocket 4P, I'm using D-Log2. This should give you a good idea of what each camera is capable of, especially when it comes to dynamic range and color, and also stabilization. But yeah, little comparison between the Pocket 4 and the 4P. Both cameras are cool.
You find everything your heart desired?
Except for poutine.
Except for poutine?
I want poutine. That's all I want. That's interesting. The gimbal is slower on the Pocket 4P. It has like a smoother roll off, but I don't know. Interesting. All right, so we are vlogging with both the Pocket 4 and the Pocket 4P. One is using D-Log and the other is using D-Log 2. The lighting looks terrible, but we'll see what it looks like in post. All right, we're going to the shade, see what that looks like. I'm very underexposed. Both cameras are great though, really good vlogging tools. Although I do love the 3x camera on the Pocket 4P, like that's gonna be very useful for sure. Again, I wish that you could use D-Log 2 with a 3x camera, but maybe in a future firmware update. All right, we got subject tracking activated with both the Pocket 4 and the Pocket 4P. I'm trying not to hold the camera steady because I'm trusting that the camera is going to do a good job at keeping me in the middle. Now the Pocket 4P just looks way more professional than the Pocket 4. Both are great cameras, but the downside with the Pocket 4P is that it's not as pocketable as a Pocket 4. All right, so now we're gonna do a little low light test comparing D-Log 2 against low light mode with the Pocket 4P. This is D-Log 2 at ISO 3200. On camera, I look exposed pretty well. It may look soft, I don't know, I'll have to see when I bring it to the computer, but now let's switch over to low light mode. All right, so now we are filming in low light mode. It already looks way better, so it's probably gonna look better than the D-Log 2 footage. But there you go, low light with Pocket 4P. So final thoughts. I love the Pocket 4P, like I really, really do. And I've used the Pocket 3 for many years, and the 4P is definitely a worthy upgrade. My favorite features are the 3x camera for those nice close-up shots, D-Log 2 for better color grading in post, and shooting sweet slow-mo 4K at 240 frames per second. I mean, look at these cinematic shots. They look so good. Also, Chris is really cool. He's like one of my favorite Canadians. Don't tell Donna. There are some quirks about the Pocket 4P that I want to investigate more, like that weird little jump when you zoom from 1x to 3x. Also, when you're panning the camera, there's something off with the deadband, and so I'm gonna have to look into that more. In fact, I'm gonna do a deeper dive into the Pocket 4P, so let me know what you want me to test out. And that is my hands-on first impressions with the DJI Osmo Pocket 4P. I love this camera. I think it's so cool, but let me know what you think in the comments below. I gotta go. I need some poutine before I head back into the States. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.